Have a seat, sir. So you guys,
Okay.
I assume in the audience, have heard of Kim Kardashian, right? Yes, that would be an affirmative. I don't know how many interviews she's done where she's credited her skin with the Lancer method, or credited you with her skin, I should say. Michelle Williams, another gorgeous actress, has been a patient of yours since she was 16. That's also from an interview she gave, so you are not revealing anything. So
It's important not to reveal
yes,
anything.
yes, I am the one revealing it.
Good.
So I'm violating any HIPAA laws. But tell me this, what does it take to be a dermatologist of your stature? How did you get started?
Well, I have to tell you, number one, I'm excited to be here. You know, I've never done one of these sort of things here. And what a crowd, and thanks for showing up. I assume I'm speaking properly into this mic.
You are doing a great job.
Anyway, so thanks for showing up. And so let me tell you, to have the good fortune to be a dermatologist for, I think, since 1983, which is before the majority of this audience was born. Yeah, right. So in any case, I've been around a long time. And, you know, it's interesting. A lot of people don't even know that dermatologists are doctors.
What?
Yes. It's a California thing.
Oh, because of like injectable parties and all that?
Yeah, it's because, you know, you have estheticians, facialists, you have all sorts of med spas and all sorts of things. And I get new patients coming in saying, you know, I've never seen a dermatologist. And it's fascinating. So I can tell you that you are talking to a physician who is specially trained in the study of skin, hair, and nails, and that's what a dermatologist is. So it's something that sounds so basic and ridiculous to talk about, but it's amazing. Some of the most famous people, not only celebrities, but people in government worldwide, who have no idea that dermatologists are physicians and surgeons. So in any case, I've been around a long time, and my specialty is both medical and surgical dermatology and skincare. And in the world of skincare, there's reparative skincare and there's sort of maintenance skincare. And for the average person, believe it or not, people don't want anything unusual done. They want to restore what's slowly been lost. And that's true for the celebrity individuals that I see. And I think that out of 35,000 patients that I see, and I have a good fortune to have a gigantic clinic and a huge, beautiful practice, the entertainment people make up a large part of that large patient base. And over that period of time, it's cultivated itself. And it's hard to believe that the referral base for my office are other entertainment people. And so the audience might be interested to know that it's very hard to be in the public eye all the time and look your very best. It's a hard job, and it seems like it would be easy to be a celebrity and being photographed, this, that, and the other thing. But looking your best, both complexion-wise, fashion-wise, hairstyling-wise, is a huge job, big job, and most people wouldn't want it.
Well, and it's interesting you say that, because I read an interview with Beyonce years ago where she said she's always had problem skin, but her skin has never had a chance to repair itself because she has to wear makeup every day. So it's just kind of, it never gets a chance to breathe, and her skin gets worse, so she has to wear more makeup. And with HD cameras, it's even more extreme now.
Right.
So in terms of both celebrities and regular people, what is the number one question you get asked by patients?
Well, I think that the entertainment group, celebrity group, and there are different kinds of celebrities. You know, there are the main celebrities you think about, but then again, you have the political individuals, you have people in various parts of life, and in my office, we have a policy that everybody's a celebrity. And I mean that sincerely in saying that everybody is a VIP, because everybody has VIP needs. And if you think about it, no matter who you are, you're a VIP to somebody, right? So the most common issues that the people in the public eye have is that skin changes throughout the day. You'll find that in the morning you have one type of skin. 2 hours later, it's another type of skin. So when people talk about having a specific skin type, there really is no such thing. In the morning, you might be a little bit dehydrated, so the skin is a little bit drier, more irritated, maybe a little bit more flaky. And then 2 hours later, after even a little bit of modest grooming, the skin has changed completely. The pore structure is different. There's a little bit of a ruddiness. So skin changes throughout the day. And so there's no specific skin type, so you have to have a very simple skin program. And that's how we developed the Lancer method, which started in my office back in 1983. And it's a method of caring for the skin in terms of keeping life simple. The 21st century is really primarily new to the concept that home skincare that works is extremely important. And so we developed the program line, the method, 1983, 84, 85, and over the last 10, 15, 20 years, it's sort of evolved.
What do you see as the number one mistake that people make when it comes to their skin?
Well, I think the number one problem that 18-year-olds make and 80-year-olds make, whether it's men, women, all ancestries, all ethnicities, I think the number one concern is that people don't realize how important an actual program is. The average dermatologist might say, the answer to that question is, oh, not using sunscreen. Well, that's pretty obvious. But I think the real number one problem is not having a program, not understanding how important it is to have a daily program, follow it, be disciplined.
Which is the Lancer method, the
Which is
three-step
the
process.
Lancer method, and the method is based on something totally different. I sort of pride myself on having, in a sense, reinvented home skincare that works. And it's based on the concept that skin biology is totally different. The majority of people have been taught that in the care of skin, you basically wash your skin with whatever you have, any sort of cleanser or soap, or maybe just some water, and then you use maybe some sort of toner, maybe just some sort of moisturizer. So the concept of cleansing the skin with something, maybe toning it with something, and then maybe moisturizing it is a program, and that is not the way skin works. It's important to know that skin has a biology from head to toe, and it involves exercise. You have to increase the skin's blood flow for it to start to repair itself.
Which is the polish, right?
Which is the polish. And so the method refers to not only the program, but it refers to the method of lifestyle. But the Lancer method program means polish, cleanse, nourish. And it's in that step order that it's designed to be used. The polish is used first, and so I recommend to patients that they do this at night. You get into the shower, you get a little bit of steam going in the shower. You really try not to get the skin sopping wet. You take the polish out, you apply it sort of like as though you were polishing a floor, section by section, the entire face, and you do the polish, you rinse off the polish, then you use the cleanse, you rinse it, and then you get out of you finish the rest of your cleansing routine, you get out of the shower, you pat dry, and apply maybe the Nourish, or you apply one other component with the Nourish, perhaps a vitamin C, or a alpha or a beta hydroxy acid, a glycolic acid, and maybe some sort of retinol. I think the basics of skincare involve some sort of mechanical stimulation for that oxygen blood flow event, and some sort of nutrients that involve some form of vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E. And so it's a simple program, but it's a program, and that's why it's considered a method.
And you have to stick to it.
And you have to stick to it because it's like everything else, whether it's exercise or going to work. I mean, there's a program involved. You have to show up to work every day. You have to get your job done. And so there's a discipline to everything in life. And skincare requires discipline. It's not it's not a random event.
So I have to ask you, is there one thing that you can say that people can do for younger looking skin? Whether is it drinking a ton of water? Is it taking vitamins? I don't know. You tell me.
Well, we want this to be really educational. So if I'm telling you that the Lancer method was designed to deliver a component, there are some other steps. Part of it involved diet, nutrition. Part of it involved stress reduction. Part of it involves resting. And so there are components, the pillars as we call them, of a healthy appearance. Because believe it or not, the complexion from head to toe is your best access to other people, to a happier lifestyle, and it's your best accessory to having more fun in life. So that complexion is very, very important. And besides the skincare part, nutrition comes a close second of importance. What you feed the body feeds your skin. And there are some, all patients, whether they're new to the office or established patients, we always remind them about the importance of certain things you should eat and certain things you shouldn't eat.
Like what?
Well, for example, in the world of diet, and before we came to do this broadcast, we were at a coffee shop. And so at a coffee shop, and I don't want to be assassinated by every coffee shop owner in the world, but I'll have a contract put out on my life from the coffee makers. But caffeine is a product that does not help your complexion. Caffeine is in coffee, tea, cola, chocolate, tiramisu. Caffeine is in a lot of energy-boosting drinks. And so you'll find that caffeine makes the oil gland function of the skin more unpredictable. It makes the skin a little bit oilier. It increases that ruddiness to the complexion. So we tell all Lancer patients, reduce your caffeine intake. I don't pretend to think they're going to listen to it all the time. So the word reducing something is what's important. So caffeine is one thing you want to try to reduce or avoid. The second thing that's really important are dairy products. And I don't want to be killed by the dairy producers of the world, but you want to reduce.
The cheese lovers are going to put out a hit on you.
Yeah, the cheese lovers. And we drove by a cheese market on our way here, and one of the people in the car with me told me it's her favorite place to have lunch. But in any case, I can tell you that cheese, whether it's milk, cream, cheese, yogurt, if it's a dairy product, and I'm not talking about the people who are lactose intolerant, I'm just saying in general, dairy products are harder to digest, and they have a tendency to produce a little bit more of a strain on the digestive system that stimulates male hormone production, testosterone. And testosterone makes the pores a little bit bigger, a little bit oilier, and just is not doing the skin a lot of good. So caffeine is one thing, excessive dairy products are another, and excessive salt products. So for example, little known fact, salt, which is in many products, especially in the Western diet, salt is in a sense a dehydrating agent. So when you eat salty chips, it's, for example, or canned products or bottled products that have salt in them, your body tries to compensate for that excess salt intake by draining fluid out of your skin. Your skin acts as a radiator. So you're actually dehydrating and getting the skin less bouncy when you have lots of salt in your diet. And probably the worst offender of all is sugar. And sugar comes in more things than just cupcakes and cream pies, etc. Sugar, the word carbohydrate and starch and sugar are all pretty much the same word. So I'm telling you things that sound like I'm totally nuts, but I'm just saying that you want to reduce your carb intake. So bread, pasta, potato, rice, besides birthday cake, are considered sugars. And lots of the fruits. So when you're seeing lots of fruit consumption, that's sugar. And sugar stimulates that same effect of insulin and testosterone and hormonal imbalance.
And before we go to our audience, I believe that we have a very cool product demo
Yeah.
that we are going to do.
Yeah.
So, can we have our...
So there are many dermatology products within the Lancer brand, but we figured we should pick a perfect face to demo something that has a real wow to it in terms of how it's done. And it's called the magnetic mask. And it's something that it took us almost 2 years to develop because of the way it's designed. And I'll tell you how it works when we do it. So should we change places
Let's
here?
change places. And you know what? Should we take some audience questions while you do the demo?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
I'm listening.
I could ask you like a million things, but I'm sure our audience has some questions.
Yes, I was actually just wondering, does skin tone, like pale or dark skin, matter if determining how you should take care of your skin?
Oh, that's a great question. Does skin tone matter, whether you have dark skin or light skin, in terms of skincare?
You know what I think I should have? I should have maybe my assistant come up here. And can I have my assistant come up here and do the demo on this mask? Then I'll be able to pay better attention to your questions. Where is Connie?
There she is.
Give Connie a round of applause, please.
Oh.
You know, Connie needs a lot of love and affection. She tells me she's lonely sometimes. So.
Aww. So glad
right.
you're part of the broadcast.
Okay, so here, let me give you this and this. Maybe if you. So anyway, the question had to do with skin tone, is it meaning ancestry, ethnicity, or?
Just color of skin, and does your skincare regimen matter if your skin is a different shade? That was your question, right?
Yeah, well, the situation is this. You should get a copy of the book I wrote called Younger, and in that book there's something called the ethnicity scale, and the ethnicity scale had to do with the best decision-making process for what products are applied to the skin, because it turns out that skin color, hair color, eye color is nowhere near as important as geographic ancestry. So when I'm looking at a new patient, depending on what they're asking me to do, the skin program will differ, not based on skin, hair, and eye color, but on geographic ancestry, like great-grandparents, grandparents, etc. But in general, the skin types that age the slowest are usually the darker skin types. The darker skin types need to be treated with a little bit more tender, loving care because they can scar more easily. So it's important to know that the more gentle, sensitive skin products are what we use for those skin types in general. So for example, it would be a Lancer Method sensitive cleanse polish, nourish routine, and then perhaps we would use this magnetic mask.
So let's talk about the magnetic mask.
So do we have a little tissue here? Okay, come this way for me. Can you see this on camera?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you see this magnetic mask, the other reason I wanted my friend Connie to do this is because I don't have my glasses with me. And so to do it properly, I would need my glasses. But nonetheless, if let's say you have someone who wants to just keep their skin radiant, and there are many types of masks that have been developed. Now, many of the guys don't know what I'm talking about, but in women's skincare, masks are common. And masks means they are either used to calm the skin down, or they're used to clean the skin for like blemish or acne-prone skin. This mask was developed because it's a delivery system. What you see here is sort of like a charcoal gray colored material that was applied, and you can apply it to the entire face, including the eyelid area, the neck, and the chest. And you leave it on for maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes. You have a talk with one of your friends, and before you know it, the 10, 15, 20 minutes are gone. And you leave it in place, and then when it's removed, The way it's removed, if you can see it on camera, is really quite interesting to see. Those are magnetic iron crystals, and the magnet that was developed for it, it's tuned to the frequency for those crystals, and it removes it, and in the process, sort of gently vibrates the skin, letting the material that's left behind penetrate a little bit deeper. And so this is a mask that actually is used to deliver an active form of vitamin A called a retinol. So do it for me there. So can you really see here? Turn your head this way.
We can see.
Okay, I want you to really see this, at least on camera if you can see it, because it's really dramatic to watch.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so that magnet designed for those crystals will actually remove it totally particle-free. And Sarah's, I know, going to let everybody on the known planet touch your face, but if you could feel this area, which I want you to feel yourself. Do you feel there's a material on it? Yeah, there's sort of a gelatinous, soft gelatin that's left behind. That's the active ingredient that has been placed there by those iron crystals. The magnet removed the crystals, and it's left the active material behind. And so if you do that, maybe if you notice in this packet, there are 5 little sachets. What you do is you use one of those sachets once weekly, the face, neck, and chest, and then you leave that material on, and you put perhaps one of the Lancer Nourish products or the vitamin C or the glycolic polymer on, and you go to sleep. So this mask is used at night, and it sort of helps nourish the new tissue as it's repairing itself. So in general, one of the take-home messages, besides seeing how that works, it's sort of a concept of increased penetration of active ingredients to get the skin to repair itself. The whole program, and our program in the office, is that if you sort of feed tissue properly, it can fix itself. So many people will come to me to have laser resurfacing done or some sort of chemical peel. What we'll do instead is we'll keep them on the Lancer program for perhaps 1, 2, 3 weeks, and then they'll so much have improved, they don't need a procedure done. So that's the concept of the entire program line.
Sounds good to me. Thank you, Sarah. Yay, thank you, Connie. Next question, please. Hi.
Hi. Thank you for being here. My question for you is, as someone who used to suffer from really bad acne, I know that there's these kind of moments of desperation where you do anything to just like make it go away. What's the weirdest thing you've heard from a client or a patient about what they've done to kind of cure their acne?
You're asking what has somebody done to trigger acne?
No, one of the weirdest home remedies for acne.
You know how they say like toothpaste gets rid of a zit, which it doesn't?
Well, I can tell you that when it comes to getting rid of blemishes, and blemishes usually are triggered by a family trait for blemishes, some sort of stressor, meaning stress, or not sleeping, not resting, maybe some sort of dietary thing you shouldn't have been eating. Alcohol, by the way, is called a carbohydrate sugar. So
I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
yeah, so I just thought you should know alcohol is a sugar. But nonetheless, if you develop it and you want to get rid of it quickly, some of the craziest things you can do is try to pop a blemish. If you want to get yourself a scar and then really hate yourself afterwards, pop the blemish. If you have a blemish and you want to really get rid of it, then you should use some warm compresses to help it sort of open itself up. Some other people have tried some crazy things besides popping a blemish or putting needles into it, because once you put needles into blemishes, you get them really infected, is sort of trying to scrape them. So I've had people take like apricot pits and all sorts of really heavy scrubbing material to try to sort of sand it out. That's probably not a
That
good
sounds
thing.
healthy.
Yeah, because there are all sorts of inexpensive remedies to blemishes you can get in drugstores or you read about online. But I think one of the craziest things is I've had people use an over-the-counter blemish medication like with benzoyl peroxide or salicylic acid and just gob it on, figuring that the more you put on, the better it works. And recently, in the last week or two, I saw someone who actually did that. And they put on a very, very popular acne cream and gave themselves a third-degree burn. Now, when you have a third-degree burn, that's almost a guaranteed scar. So I think in general, if you have a blemish, don't do anything crazy. Take a deep breath and sort of think about maybe a warm compress first. Let it sort of express itself and see how well you do in getting it to heal.
And we have time for one more question.
Hello. I'm wondering, what is your philosophy or holistic approach to inner beauty, skincare knowledge, and a proper daily routine?
Well, I think we've sort of seen that, and I really do want you to get a copy of my book, Younger, because the daily routine is multifactorial. There are many things involved. First of all, there's going to be some sort of mild exfoliation. There's going to be some sort of mild cleanse. There's going to be some sort of mild nourishing agent with sunscreen use. And then you have to watch that the fact that you follow that program. It's like everything else. You have to follow the daily routine, no matter how busy you are. And if you're wearing makeup during the day, you have to make sure that at the end of the day, you have to totally remove the makeup. It's a very important thing. Don't fall asleep with makeup on. You have to understand that all cosmetics are chemicals. They accumulate in the pores, and it's just a way of giving yourself eczema and an irritation, and it's just much more than you need. In terms of the dietary things, you have to sort of discipline yourself. You know, as I always say, the majority of the entertainment people that I see have nutritionists and dietitians who follow them around having nothing to do with weight control. Those people are not there to watch an entertainment person's calorie intake. No, they're there to make sure that they don't consume things that enlarges their pores on high definition photography. So diet control is a very, very important part. And so the proper sleep, stress reduction, the nutrition, and a simple skincare program that you're going to follow. That's why for our product line, we always say start with Polish, Cleanse, Nourish, and that's it. Don't try to get too complicated too early on because you won't follow the program.
And where can we find more information?
The information besides in my book would be in the book Younger. You can go to lancerskincare.com. You can go to various retailers. The brand is carried at Sephora. It's carried at Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus. It's carried at Saks, Net-a-Porter. So there are various areas, various venues, Space NK. There are various retailers that carry the line. You can order it online. And then we sort of say that everyone who uses the line is sort of an associate patient at the office. If there is a question, because it's extremely important for me that the products be used properly. If there's a question, then you call my office. I have a dedicated staff who will get back to you and they will answer your questions. Because not using the line properly is a very poor idea.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lancer. You're amazing.
It's been terrific.
And you have inspired me.
Thank you all for coming.